Now, if Alpha Varleston wished to rebel against Father's regime, or is somehow involved in a rebellious plot, the greatest weapon he could acquire is an army free from the hierarchy of command. By awarding the command mark to the humans, he ensures they are subject not just to his Alpha command, but to that of the Alpha King, to whom he owes loyalty. In essence, both the wolf and human population of Eclipse Claw are incapable of resisting Father's supreme Alpha command, so long as Alpha Varleston's oath of loyalty stands. How are they to rebel then? Neveah explained her conclusion in an objective manner. She kept her tone blank and straightforward, neither supporting nor condemning any party involved, but just relaying the findings of her investigation. A reasonable conclusion. I'm in agreement with your words. Alpha Varleston's oath of loyalty still stands. The strands of our connection by blood oath have not faltered in the slightest. Nevertheless, Alpha Varleston has changed the governing rules of his territory without prior notice. That does not speak of loyalty. Alpha King Lothaire said in a low snarl. Neveah frowned slightly at her father's words. As always, he was regarding the situation from a selfish point of view. Alpha Varleston possesses great love for the human population. Granting them better living conditions and full inclusion is a praiseworthy venture. He must have feared Father would not grant permission. Beyond that, all Eclipse packs rule autonomously. As Alpha of his territory, so long as he breaks no rules, the decision of his method of governing should naturally be his to make. This is the ancient law, Neveah replied. Neveah recalled how Lucas had spoken of how relieved he was to see the trust the human population in Eclipse Claw territory placed on the Varlestons, and how he would never betray their trust. The Varlestons took pride in the happiness of their people, wolf and human alike, and Neveah believed only such a level of understanding and acceptance was expected of a true and worthy leader. Neveah also knew the suggestion to change the governing rules without informing the Alpha King was Lucas Varleston's idea, but she knew that was better never mentioned to a man like her father. All along, Neveah guessed her father was assured of Alpha Varleston's loyalty. He only needed her to find a fault through which he could get rid of the Alpha of Eclipse Claw, simply because he felt pride hurt that his authority was ignored. Neveah also knew her father felt threatened by the power and influence Alpha Varleston was garnering among the Eclipse packs, and would rather kill wrongly than let a possible threat be. This was just the kind of man Alpha King Lothaire Raoul was, and while the world got to see a different side of him entirely, Neveah was only ever faced with his true self. You seem awfully certain of Alpha Varleston's grand intentions. Do I sense respect for him budding somewhere? Alpha King Lothaire asked Neveah. Neveah's heart dropped as she understood her father's implications. All Eclipse Alphas are Father's subordinates. I find it due courtesy to regard them with respect, Neveah replied with all the confidence she could muster. Due courtesy? Since when was it your place to decide what is due courtesy? Your only job is to do as I tell you, Alpha King Lothaire snarled. Neveah's eyes widened as her father's glowing gaze lifted to settle on her, and it took everything in her not to retreat away from him. And what, pray tell, do you have to say of your second mission? Alpha King Lothaire asked in a dark tone. The second mission. The mission that required Neveah to seduce Lucas Varleston and get him to propose marriage. The mission Neveah had ruined intentionally. No words? Do you reckon I do not know what you have done? Alpha King Lothaire snarled. Father, Neveah began to explain, but was cut off by a fierce growl that had every word she was about to say stuck to her throat. Neveah Omega Lothaire, how dare you defy me and act as you please? Alpha King Lothaire growled out ferociously. Neveah bit her lip to withhold her rage as the Alpha within her was challenged by her father's growl. Father, if Alpha Varleston is loyal, then of what use is victimizing his son? The Varlestons are good people. What could they have that you want so much? Father already has everything, Neveah replied defiantly. In the blink of an eye, her father was before her, and Neveah swallowed a pained gasp as his hand tangled in her hair, cruelly forcing her head back until her neck strained. I have been far too lenient on you, Neveah. To think you even dare have an opinion about my affairs. Are you tired of living? Alpha King Lothaire roared. Neveah gritted her teeth against the searing pain that shot through her scalp. Tears sprang to her eyes against her will and trailed down her cheeks, but she refused to let out even a single sound. Neveah knew her sounds of pain would only spur her father on to hurt her even more. Her father was rarely violent with her, but when he was the most brutal. Neveah understood now what that sneer on Alpha Queen Vilma's face was about. The moment she had been summoned, her father already knew she had turned down Lucas Varleston's proposal. Neveah did not even wonder how he had figured it out when she had ensured there was no one within close proximity to see. Perhaps Lucas Varleston or his father had revealed it, unaware of the repercussions it would bring Neveah. Or perhaps her father had other methods of finding out whatever information he wanted to. The fact remained, Neveah had already done what she had. Her father was furious, and she would have to bear the consequences of defying him. Neveah was flung across the room, her back hitting the wall with a jarring impact as pain radiated through her. Yet Neveah still didn't make a sound. I have tried to indulge you, Veah. Still you choose to be defiant, stubborn, foolhardy. Yet I cannot bear to hurt you. You look so much like her, so much that it unsettles me, Alpha King Lothaire said in a dark tone as he glared down at Neveah. Neveah lifted her gaze up to him, holding her father's gaze unflinchingly. Neveah knew clearly that the her he spoke of was Neveah's birth mother, the one person he knew Neveah wanted to know the most about, but he would never speak of Neveah's mother to her, leaving Neveah with no knowledge of who her mother was, no identity, no name, nothing. And he delighted in just how clueless Neveah was.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.